What's up everyone and welcome to FAQ number 85. I just came home from Japan. I'm a little bit lagged and my head hurts, but the show must go on. FAQs has to be made. I had a little vacation with my wife there. We did some sightseeing, we had a lot of fun, we ate a lot of good food, and I bought a shit ton of cool stuff. Obviously this new t-shirt. How do you like it? It's a cat with a pizza. I thought it was appropriate because, you know, I have an album out, Master of the Universe, which has a song called Pizza Hawaii, and there's a cat on the album. And this, believe it or not, is a double XL. It's not really that flattering, but then again, Japanese people are a little bit smaller than me. But yep, that's how it is. It really enhances my pecs and my belly. I like how the pizza is right on the tummy part of things. Great. What else did I buy? I bought this Evangelion. I'm a dork, I know. I bought two. Dork. I actually bought three. There's another one up there, the red one. I actually bought something music related. Oh, great. I bought this. Marshall Governor pedal, basically on overdrive. I've been meaning to buy one of these, and this is actually made in England, so it's not the cheap Korean one. I bought this one because I have a tone video, artist tone video that I've always wanted to make, which includes this. So you'll see that one in a video somewhere, I don't know. Shit, another thing I forgot to mention is this. I received this Kiss Ace Frehley figurine, or action figure, from Paul Bellis in the US. Thank you so much, Paul. You know, it's cool that it's a Kiss action figure, but it actually has Dimebag's autograph on it. Usually when people want to send me stuff, I usually turn them down because, you know, I just don't want to receive stuff to my mailbox. But I thought this was really cool. For me, a signature has to have some kind of, you know, story or backstory to it. And, you know, I have some signed things, you know, that John Petrucci, when I met him, I mean, he signed my CD, you know, back in the day, and that means a lot to me. But just buying a signed John Petrucci CD on eBay doesn't make any sense. It has to be a connection on a personal level, I think. Obviously, I never had a chance to meet Dimebag, and Dimebag is my hero. So, you know, Paul in the US was really nice to send me this one. Thank you so much, Paul. It's fucking killer. Look at that. You see it? I appreciate it. Also, something else I have to do, I have to fucking chill with the profanity on this fucking show. I have to stop. I've been demonetized way too often, or flagged for inappropriate content or whatever for the past weeks. And, you know, having one video being demonetized, I'm like, what the hell. But having every one of them being flagged, you know, doesn't really help me out. You know, I need the money too, please. So I'm not going to talk about dicks, penises, or porn, which I just did. So I guess this video is demonetized as well. Great! Oh, you can always buy my album. That will at least support me in any way. Just fuck YouTube, I guess. Zachary Isabel. Hey Ola, great FAQ again. Do you use more than one guitar to record your solo album? Cheers from Canada. Yes, I think I talked about this before. I used a lot of different guitars for my album, but I think the main one that I've used was this S1.6 LTD, and I don't know what it is about this one. It just sounds perfect, to be honest. For the 6-string songs, of course. For my 7-string guitars, I use the A1.7 Artist guitar that I don't have here. Actually, I have no idea where it is. Did I lend it to someone? And for solos, I actually used the Lemon Neon 6-string that I had back here for a while, and the same S1.6. So, you know, that's the good thing about having a Duncan Solar pickup in the guitars. They all sound basically the same. So, you know, I can switch back and forth between guitars, and different guitars give me different ideas. So it's really convenient in that way. I guess it's really convenient to be the president of your own guitar company, because then I can have a shit ton of guitars and I don't have to feel bad about it. Great. Dario Hardcore. Hi Ola, what things you investigate or would investigate prior to join a band? Is there something you consider a warning sign? I would probably start by checking out some live videos. Like, how does this band sound and look like live? And does the energy of the album portray in a good way live? Is it fun to play live? Is it going to be, is it good? Is it engaging? I think that is very, very important, at least for me, to play music that I would enjoy playing live. And also, obviously, I have to talk to the people. If I were to join a band, just personal chemistry, I guess, would be very important as well. I probably would investigate how open the band would be for you to write music for them, and so they just don't shut that door on you, so you just become like a session guitar player or something like that. I think, for me at least, I think it's very important that I get a saying if I join a band. If someone wants me to join a band, I hope that they want somewhat of my taste and flavor into their new material. That's what I expect and hope. So, I'm not interested in becoming a session guitar player. Great answer, shit. Madison Insulation. Hey Ola, I have a question. Can you bring back the Tones of Artists series? Love those episodes so much. Yes, I actually have one of them recorded and will be released this coming week. So if you haven't already, please subscribe and notification bell. Otherwise you'll miss out on that video. And this is probably the one artist video that will have the absolute most views, I think. Ola, I think your English is perfect today. Thanks. Just watch it. It's gonna be posted this coming week. I'm actually going to Australia. There's so much shit to say, but today, actually, Sunday today, I'm going to Australia for the Australian tour. Oh shit, but I'm really looking forward going to Australia and New Zealand and placing shows with the Haunted and At the Gates. It's gonna be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. Lucas DeMarchi. Hi Ola, what color or finish would you never have on a guitar of your own? That's a great question, and I was thinking long and hard. Okay, so I think one type of finish that I would not see myself having on one of my personal guitars. I'm not saying that it wouldn't happen on a solar guitar. I don't know, but I like classy looks of guitars, and I think one look that I would personally not have in my guitars that I play at home is one of those faded finishes. I think I think it's kind of like a, that's just something that's in at the moment and will probably just be gone in a couple of years. I think some of those finishes looks a little bit tacky, but that's just me. Now that won't mean that solar guitars wouldn't make a faded finish guitar. Maybe we will, I don't know. I would personally not have one in my rack over here. That's just me. I mean, I like black. Like black is the shit, man. Black. I mean, look at this. That's black. It's like the best finish there is. Bass Ghoul. Hey Ola, will you come out with a solar 8-string with a floor drops? If so, we'll buy immediately. We'll just have to see how this first 8-string will fare. 8 strings in general, we're narrowing down a lot of guitar players. There's not that many guitar players that play 8 strings in the first place. And, putting a Floyd on an 8-string guitar player would narrow it down even more. And, we just have to see. We're too small of a company to just try out everything, spec-wise. We have to take things slow. And we're starting with this one. Where is it? The A1.8 with an Evertune bridge. We're just starting there. We'll see what happens, okay? I'm a cautious little Swede. If we would just do everything at once, I think it's not a proper way to run a business. It wouldn't make any sense. We'd probably lose a lot of money. Gerotrunka, Saint Ola, could riff of the day be The Haunted's Dark Intentions? I know it was the inferior pre-Ola era, but the song kicks anus. Thanks a shit ton. Come on, man. The pre-Ola era of The Haunted is legendary. That is an absolute bullshit statement. I mean, that album is what made Haunted like the shit. Okay? The Haunted made me do it. Riff of the day. So the riff goes like this. Dark Intentions. It is a fucking killer intro riff, I must say. So here it is slow, okay? So you're supposed to give this really ghostly sounding vibratos. Sounds a little bit haunted, huh? Cool, huh? Tombo Marone. Hey Ola, I recently started a YouTube channel on my own, and watching your channel gave me inspiration I needed to be able to put out myself out there. So thank you, keep doing what you're doing, thank you. My question, what was your reason for starting the weekly FAQ series? I think that, you know, around the time, I don't think I really had an outlet for answering a bunch of questions. I mean, a lot of people emailed me and sent me messages, and usually the messages were all about mixing and basically asking the same questions over and over, so I felt like I needed to repeat myself answering the questions over and over. So that's why I decided to make this FAQ, you know, to actually answer the most common questions. That's why it's called the FAQ, the frequently asked questions. But it has spawned into something completely different where I'm not answering questions that are frequent. So great. No, but it's become its own thing now, I think, and I'm kind of happy that I started because it also made me more secure with talking in front of camera, and you know, it was a leap of faith. And if you go back to the first FAQ videos, it's like it's not really natural, is it, when you watch them? But that's just how it is. You have to start somewhere. You just have to jump straight into it, and hopefully it'll be better. And I think and hope that you think I became better. I have no idea. Maybe it's worse. Just let me know in the comment section, and fuck you. No. So please subscribe. Lewin Hartley. Hey Ola, do you ever feel pressured to change the sound when writing new material? To keep your... Okay, sorry. Hey Ola, do you ever feel pressure to change your sound when writing new material to keep your music fresh for the fans? Cheers, mate. No. You know, my goal with my music has never been to reinvent the wheel, if you understand what I'm saying. I just like to write music that I would enjoy listening to, I think. You know, Feared, it's not something new, it's just straight up death metal. I know the genre is being washed out basically and saturated, but you know what? It's just like I don't feel like I have to come up with something new every time I write something. I write what I want. I write because of what stage I'm in at the moment or what has influenced me right now. You know, it's so hard to say. I mean, for me, it's just trying to get the riffs out of my head onto this thing right here. And sometimes it doesn't sound new. Sometimes it sounds new and awesome. And sometimes, or many times, it sounds like shit. That's just how it is. You know, I just do whatever I want, I think. And, you know, it definitely helps when people say that they like what I do. That means that at least someone likes what I do, and that's enough for me to kind of like continue to do what I'm doing. No, I don't feel like I have to reinvent the wheel every time I start writing something new. I just write, and, you know, I'm a simple guy. There you go. Mark Lore. Matt Ben Apksnob. Matneb Apsknob. Privet Ola, in FAQ85 you told that the Petrucci rock discipline has improved your guitar skill. Can you name some other tips which you think are useful to power up guitar playing, please? Actually, that worked for you. Okay, so I think what has worked for me, in the rock discipline video, John Petrucci goes through the chromatic scale exercise, you know. And he just goes up and down through the whole fretboard. And the chromatic scale is great and all, but, you know, that's great for just your picking hand and getting a sync going between your right and your left hand. But I always thought what made it easier for me was to practice 3 notes per string instead, you know, like... You know, because then you have to practice your alternate picking and starting some strings with an upstroke and some strings with a downstroke and so on. So I think that 3 notes per string has helped me a lot more in the alternate picking side of things, at least. And you know, that's something I practiced a lot when I was younger and something I have definitely lost with the years. But that's fine. That's okay. That's a choice I've made to not practice. So there you go. Good luck. XX Hybrid Stigmata X. Hey Ola, I'm a newish subscriber and I have to say I really enjoy your videos and look forward to each upload every week. Good stuff. I play guitar for a long time, but the last couple of years I've been slacking off tremendously and I fear I don't have the passion for it like I used to. Have you ever found yourself uninspired to play guitar, and if so, what worked for you to bring you out of that slump? Thanks, sweetie. Thank you so much and welcome to my channel. Glad to have you here, okay? And if you're still not a subscriber, you can subscribe down there. So I think a problem that a lot of people or guitar players have is that they sometimes feel very uninspired and almost guilty for not wanting to play the guitar. And this is where I think a lot of people need to maybe take a step back and let off the pressure that you have to play guitar all the time. You know, you see a lot of guitar players on Instagram, on Facebook, and you see them fucking shredding all over the place, and you're like, fuck, I want to be that guy, you know, shredding the hell out of my socks or whatever the expression is. Like those people, they practice a fuckload of hours to, you know, reach the point that where they're at. Obviously, everyone wants to, you know, be the sickest guitar player ever, but do you really have to? You know, sometimes people have such a focus on becoming a better guitar player that they might forget what's so fun about playing guitar in the first place. And I think that's very important that you take a step back. I mean, give it some rest. That's fine. It's okay to take a vacation from guitar playing. I mean, for me, that's like sometimes I go weeks without playing guitar. That's fine. I mean, I still love playing guitar, but you know, for me to practice all day, that becomes boring. And you know, I don't want guitar playing to be boring. So don't feel the pressure that you have to play guitar all the time. Give it some rest. I mean, come back in 2 weeks, come back in 1 month. Who the fuck cares? As long as guitar playing is making you happy, you know, it's okay to feel uninspired at times. That's what, you know, that's life. You know, I'm not inspired all the time. You know, haven't been playing guitar for like 1.5 weeks. Well, that's okay. That's okay. So, did I answer the question? Probably not, because I'm an asshole. Jens Andre, I was a bit surprised that you listed Alyssa White Glue's arch enemy as a good female influence with regards to her recent drama where she banned a photographer for asking about payment for his work. That story sure went viral, and it didn't exactly help how Alyssa tried to deal with it. Since then, I've not heard a single good word about her, so I was a bit surprised that you mentioned her the way you did. Okay, sure, there's a lot of drama regarding a photographer and the arch enemy gang. I saw it. You know, it was not pretty. But you know what? I still think that Alyssa is a great front woman for arch enemy. And I still think she inspires a lot of women out there, which at the end of the day is what's important, I think. So fine, this photography thing, they handle it not that well, but I still think Arch Enemy is a cool band. I think a lot of people just judge a little bit too quickly about a band just because they made a mistake. The hell, come on. You know, you can separate the music from the artist. As long as it's not, you know, Michael Jackson and that bullshit. that is seriously hard right there for me, I must say. Yeah. Let's not go there. Next question, Positive Ola. Terry Stone, hi Ola, you're really an inspiration. Oh, thank you. Question for the next FAQ. I live in Japan. People here can't speak English worth a shit, as you already know. You and your wife are Swedish. Why is your English so good? Please tell me. Yes, English in Japan is not easy at all, but it's possible. Sometimes. The reason why Swedes are good at English is because we read it as a second language from like when we're 8 years old. I think so. 7, or I think my son started at 7 actually. We start really early with English, and it's just the way it's always been here in Sweden. I mean, we never dubbed movies. We always had subtitles, and there were no subtitles in video games, so I had to learn English. You know, Monkey Island and all those games. You know, playing those games and watching movies helped me in my English development. And I'm seeing it right now with my son. He's been playing Zelda, and he's starting to pick up words and sentences like, you know, like this. That's an excellent way to learn English right there. So there you go. That's how we do it in Sweden. Because we're talking about Sweden, should we do a Swedish IKEA word today? Great. Okay, Swedish IKEA word of the day is prickig. Or prick-ig. Which is basically a microwave lid. Great. Impressive. Andiamo666. Hi Ola, in anticipation of your Australian tour, I thought I'd ask if there are any Australian bands you are a fan of. You have mentioned Silverchair in the past. What about Mark of Cain? Their album blah, 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 is great. I have not heard about Mark of Cain, but some bands that I can mention are probably Psychroptic. Excellent technical death metal band. Great guitar player drummer combo right there. Brothers, right? And also, who else? Neobliviscaris. Is that how you say it? Neobliviscaris. That's another great Australian name. Silverchair, yes, excellent. Then again, I'm not that familiar with other Australian bands. Orpheus Omega. Up and coming band. Check them out. Guano Pig. Ola the Sweetie. What are some of your favorite looter shooter style video games? I'm new to that genre of games and need a point in the right direction. I hear Borderlands is a good place to start. Thoughts, peace, love, Chuck. Okay, I'm actually not really into these new ones, but I think the absolute best type looter shooter. It's not a shooter, but I think the first game that actually nailed the looter shooter thing was Diablo, and I played countless of hours of Diablo 2 back in the day. You know, that was the point of the game, just collecting shit. And it was amazing. You know, I played so much of that. I'm basically done with games like that. I'm currently playing Sekiro, and it's going great. Let's get to Wallace. Hi Ola, I have a problem because my boyfriend is like obsessed with you. He really loves you and admires you. And haha, and he also plays guitar like a god. His name is Eros. My question is, are you excited for Game of Thrones or simply don't give a shit? Awesome. Say hi to your boyfriend for me, Eros, just like the great singer Eros Ramsadi. Game of Thrones. Yes, I actually like Game of Thrones. I thought the beginning was okay. The middle sucked. But the past like 2 or 3 seasons, thumbs up. I have not seen the first episode yet of the new season, but I plan to. Now I'm actually looking forward to it, and I think Louise is as well. Louise, are you looking forward to Game of Thrones? Not really. Okay, I have to watch it myself then. Great. Not a problem. Jeff Bennett, Sweetie, Whammon, grains from the USA. What brand of tubes do you prefer? It was actually a long time ago I purchased tubes, but I like Tungsol tubes. Both for preamp tubes and, 6L6s. The preamp tubes are fucking killer when it comes to Tungsol. I think the other tubes, they're great, but the Tungsols are just like 10% better than everyone else. At least in the Satans that I have. I'm not sure if it would fit in other amplifiers. I bought some for my Mark II C+, and for my rectifier, sounds great. Try them out, Tungsol. Anthony Stark, hey Ola, alright, would you rather there are 2 chairs? One has a penis on it and the other one has a cake. You have to sit on the one and eat the other. What do you do? Anthony Clark, thank you for demonetizing my video. Great. I would probably eat the cake. And just hope that it's a small penis. Oh, that was the last question. Great. Oh, look at that. I'm at 331,000 exactly subscribers. But, oh, fucking ruined it. If you're not a subscriber, do like +1 over here. Subscribe to my channel already. It's time. This coming week, I have a shit ton of really cool videos coming. And even though I'm in Australia, the content is going to be amazing. I promise you. I prepared myself. But while I'm in Australia, I won't be able to make any content except like a vlog or something like that. But I'm going to play a lot of Sekiro. I'm going to get good, okay? So, guys, ask questions in the comment sections. Thank you so much, because there's 2 comment sections. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.